Wow, friends, this could change everything. There are more bank CEOs and economists that believe a recession is on the horizon. Many are warning the American people to start to prepare. State officials have also just announced that there are millions of dollars in unclaimed rebate checks. So if you are eligible for this, you should take action. My dearest friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
A productive third quarter for your banks. Your banks, as you like to say, return capital to shareholders in the form of dividends and stock buybacks. During your earnings calls at the end of the third quarter, we heard statements about how you're going to continue to manage your businesses to deliver value to your shareholders. Of course, what we did not hear was any concern that your firms would not be able to meet the anticipated increased capital levels under Basel III Endgame. If I'm mistaken, I would like you to set the record straight for the public and the investors. Do any of you have any reason to believe that your firm would not be able to achieve the increased capital requirements if Basel III was adopted as proposed? Any of you think you cannot you cannot achieve the increased capital requirements? Raise your hands if you think you can't. Thank you. I think you've indicated your firms will be able to meet the enhanced capital requirements. It leads me to conclude that the proposed capital standards are not too onerous. Mr. Scharf, American support for unions, as we've discussed, is at a half-century high. Unions help ensure that workers share in a company's success through better pay and better benefits, control over their schedules, greater stability to their personal and professional lives. Workers at 2 Wells Fargo branches will be voting to unionize this month. Dozens of other union organizing drives are in the works. Wells Fargo's recent scandals highlight the pressure that overworked and underpaid workers at short-staffed branches face. One worker said the executives don't have to deal with the consequences of their decisions in a direct sense, but we do. Mr. Scharf, I appreciate your willingness to talk one-on-one about this with me. I remain concerned about unfair labor practices and reports that Wells Fargo is geared up in response to the union campaign. Will you remain neutral as these employees vote to organize?
Chairman Brown, I agree with your sentiment about the importance of the workers and our employees. And as you know, we've done a tremendous amount to support them and will continue to do that. And we believe that it's best that we have a direct relationship with those employees, and we do intend to exercise our right to speak with them to make sure that they make an informed decision.
Thank you. It was an opportunity to show the American public truly a new day at Wells Fargo. I'm sorry that you failed to show that real change is afoot at your bank. Mr. Scharf, Mr. Moynihan, Mr. Diamond, and Ms. Fraser, according to the CFPB, failure to invoke the Service Members Civil Relief Act interest rate reductions cost service members $100 million between 2007 and 2018. You can unilaterally act to ensure service members receive those benefits, the escrow benefits they're entitled to. Do your banks proactively check authorized military databases to identify accounts that may be eligible for escrow protections? Begin, Mr. Scharf.
Chairman, we have huge respect for those that have been in the military. Specifically, to your question, I'm not sure, but certainly we'll check and get back to you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Moynihan?
We again follow the SCRA provisions on an annual basis. We retroactively, looking back after we get notification, about $180 million a year we send back to those service members, including fees, which are not required to rebate, but we go ahead and rebate them. So I will check to make sure we're looking at all available means, but we comply with the law.
Thank you, Mr. Diamond.
Last year, the state of New Mexico sent out millions of dollars to residents as a way to share state revenues and help New Mexico residents cover rising costs of living. But the state's taxation and revenue department says there is more than $6 million worth of rebates that are sitting unclaimed. The millions worth of unclaimed rebates were sent out in the mail, but the New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department says some have been returned as undeliverable, and now those checks sit in the state's unclaimed property office. According to local news reporters, if you think your 2022 rebate was not delivered, you can search the Unclaimed Property database online. The Taxation and Revenue Department says they also have rebate checks that could be sent if the owners provide an updated mailing address. So friends, if you reside in New Mexico and you did not receive a 2023 rebate, you can email the department. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey also announced today that the one-time tax rebates authorized in her 2023 budget are now on the way to nearly 2 million Alabama tax filers. Governor Kay Ivey said most of the rebate funds should arrive by mid-December. In fact, I am already hearing from many who have received the rebates. The Alabama Department of Revenue will issue the rebates. Senate Minority Leader Bobby Singleton told reporters, "Inflation has hit our state hard in recent years. These rebates will return some dollars back to the taxpayers and provide relief to help ease that inflationary burden." According to CNBC News, the harsh inflation that affected consumers when the crisis first began may be subsiding, but that trend is not yet extending to fast food chains, which have continued to hike menu prices at a faster clip than inflation overall, as well as at the grocery store. Fast food became popular because it's both inexpensive and quick. But customers are finding that fast food meals do not offer the value they once did. The Big Mac, Quarter Pounder, and other fast food staples are taking a substantially bigger bite from customer wallets than they used to. According to the data from the Labor Department, inflation overall is cooling, but it's running at a different course when it comes to eating out. Also, friends, according to CNN News, Citigroup CEO Jane Fraser is now on the growing list of bank CEOs who are warning about tough times ahead. Officials have reported that while Jane Fraser does not see a drastic downturn on the horizon, the head of the third largest bank in the United States does see a recession coming. That recession could result because of factors including persistent inflation in services, rising debt, and a slowdown in the global growth. On the consumer spending side, Fraser warned lawmakers that city data suggests that people are pulling back more. That aligns with recent government consumer spending data. At the same time, customers who fall in the lowest band of credit scores are taking on the highest levels of debt since 2019. Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan did not include his thoughts on the economic outlook in his prepared remarks. However, he did state that the way that consumers are spending money is leveling out in an interview with CNBC News. He also suggested that the Federal Reserve is in the midst of pulling off a soft landing, that is, getting inflation under control without a significant spike in the unemployment rate. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon urged Americans to prepare for a recession last week. He stated, "A lot of things out there are inflationary. Be prepared. Interest rates may go up, and that might lead to a recession." So, dear friends, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think a recession will be coming soon? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, to say thank you, every day I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed week.